You are not alone. Here's what I thought about Doctor Who Series 3. Hello, welcome to Music and Stuff with me, Rob Lewis. And it's Tuesday, so it's Tuesday. That's how we're running things here at Music and Stuff now. Trying to get some sort of structure to the channel. So this week I am reviewing Doctor Who Series 3 by Russell T Davies, starring David Tennant, Freema, Agyeman and John Simm, of course. Well, where do I start? I know, at The Runaway Bride. So you probably just watched my Series 2 review. Not the strongest series in my opinion. It's good in places, like I said, you know, the Impossible Planet, Satan Pit episodes, superb. Anyway, that's Series 2. This is Series 3 now. So, the Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. At the end of Doomsday, there was a little cliffhanger where a bride just suddenly appeared in the TARDIS, played by Catherine Tate, and started the ongoing what catchphrase of the 10th Doctor. So this picks up from there, and it's a great story. You know, whatever your thoughts on Catherine Tate as a comedian, as an actress in this, she was superb, really good. Really, she did the comedy well, did the straight stuff really well. Again, I'm not such a fan of the robot Santas, but you know, we are where we are. But I like the Rachnos and all that. Yeah, Donna Noble, very good character. I'm going to give The Runaway Bride 7 out of 10. Now we get to Series 3 proper, kicking off with Smith and Jones. Of course, John Smith, the alter ego of the Doctor, when he wants to go incognito, he uses the moniker John Smith, and he's disguised as a patient in a hospital where Dr. Martha Jones works. And this is where we first meet the Jadoon. I'm not going to give you a whole plot synopsis, but yeah, it's good meeting the Jadoon. The whatever it is they talk. Enormous rhinoceros people. It's alright. As a way of introducing the new companion, it's okay. Martha Jones, yeah, good character. Freema Agyeman sort of keeping her cool while everything else is sort of going belly up. I'll give Smith and Jones a 6 out of 10. Oh, it's him again. What? Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you're enjoying it. If you are, maybe you could just help out a small channel by pressing the like button, sharing it to your friends, hit the subscribe button and the alarm notification bell so you can keep up to date with my new videos, and just generally just watching them. It all helps. I'm just a small creator just trying to find my way in this YouTube metropolis. If you really want to help out as well, there's a link to my Patreon in the description and in my About section. So again, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I know you said that last time. Episode 2, the Shakespeare Code. It's alright, it's filler. It's a nice little historical episode where the Doctor goes back to Shakespeare times and actually meets Bill Shakespeare and the witches, the Carrier Knights, what are they called? Interesting seeing Matt King, who played Super Hands in a minor role. If you watch my other video, he was one of my choices to at some point play the Doctor. It's alright, it's entertaining, it's a bit of fun. 5 out of 10. It's not crap, but it's not brilliant either. Episode 3, Gridlock. Again, it's alright. It's the time where the final time that we see the face of Bo. So far, it's a time travel show. We might see him again. The Doctor goes back to New Earth and gets stuck in traffic. Traffic that just goes on and on for years. Endless traffic. People are born and die in this traffic jam. It's alright. It's an interesting concept. You can see the Macra again. We haven't seen the Macra since, I think it was a Patrick Troughton story. Was it the Web of Fear? No. Was it the Macra Terror? I'm not so familiar with the Troughton stories. It's a decent episode. Ardal O'Hanlon as a cat person. 6 out of 10 for Gridlock. Now, Series 3 is a funny one because it kind of starts off a bit but sort of picks up later. But we're still on a kind of meh. I think this is, for me personally, subjectively, this is the low point where we get to the two-parter Daleks in Manhattan and evolution of the Daleks story. It's just kind of filler, really, isn't it? I guess. It's alright. It's with the Empire State Building. I've been to the Empire State Building. I've been in it, and it was quite cool seeing that aspect of it. I think the concept is better than the execution in this one. I didn't really like the Dalek human hybrid, and it's sort of defeated in 45 minutes as well. Not a lot of time for it to do much. But yeah, soundtrack's good. Tallulah's very annoying, and the pig slave people, they're a bit. But it's filler. I was going to give it, as the two of them, a joint 4 out of 10. I'm going to be generous and give it a 5 out of 10. Purely because I like seeing the New York stuff. Then you get episode 6, The Lazarus Experiment. Interesting seeing Mark Gatiss as an old man that gets made into a younger man, and he's married to Hilda Ogden. No, not Hilda Ogden, Mavis Riley. Oh, I don't really know. That was my really bad Les Dennis impression there. The Lazarus Experiment. Yeah, it's alright. We get to see Martha's family and interact with them a little bit. And Martha's sister Tish is working for Professor Lazarus. It's alright. I think it's kind of setting stuff up for later a little bit. Funny that the man whose name is Lazarus is kind of reborn. I don't know if there are many people called Lazarus in the world, but either way, yeah, it's alright. 5 out of 10. Now, halfway through the series, and as I said, I think that series 3 starts there, but it kind of creeps, like, do you get what I mean? And it starts at this point. I know Chibnall gets a lot of stick, and this episode isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I really, really like 42. I think Chibnall is a Douglas Adams fan, hence the reference 42. It's an interesting concept as well because it's in real time. Also 42 is 24, the digits is 24 backwards, and 24 TV series with Kiefer Sutherland was also set in real time. So I think that's clever. I really like the episode. It's good, I think. Very tense. Pub quiz bit was a bit funny, but I like the fact that it is literally they've got 42 minutes to save the day, and that plays out in real time as the show goes on. Good cast, yeah. I really like that. Was it Graham Harper that directed? I'm not sure. But yeah, 42, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10, which is the highest scoring so far. And I know it's not for everybody. Drop it in the comments if you disagree. It's subjective. It's alright. Now we get to episodes 8 and 9. They're a two-parter, Human Nature and Family of Blood. Amazing. This is when the show really hits a peak, this series. And it stays there. Faultless story. Absolutely brilliant. I think it's scaffolding out there. So the only thing, the Doctor uses the fob watch and basically rewrites his DNA and becomes human so that he can hide from the family of blood. And it's really, really a fantastic episode. Episodes, he forgets who he is, falls in love. Martha is really, really badly treated. It's set in 1915? No, 1913, just before the war. That's it, a year before the war broke out. My only real criticism of it are the punishments that the Doctor lays out at the end for the family of blood. They're quite evil and sadistic and a little bit out of character for the Doctor, I think. But I can headcanon that out. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, but I'm going to give Human Nature and Family of Blood 10 out of 10. Superb. And then we get to episode 10. It's a Stephen Moffat episode. You know what that means? It's Blink. And it's the episode where we first meet the Weeping Angels. And Stephen Moffat was given the task of writing a really, really good Doctor Who script on a really low budget, and the Doctor is hardly in it. And as Stephen Moffat does, he not only completed the task, he surpassed it. Absolutely blew it out of the water. Blink was in the 2009 Doctor Who magazine readers poll. It was voted the second best episode of all time, and it's fantastic. Starring a young Carey Mulligan before she went to Hollywood. Like I say, the first time we see the Weeping Angels, which are kind of the only real villain monster from New Who that's really kind of stuck, that have become iconic. And it's a Stephen Moffat episode, so it's all a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and that's where that phrase came from. Yeah, Blink, great episode. 10 out of 10. Now we get to episode 11, Utopia, and some reviewers lump Utopia in with Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords. I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it separate, purely because yes, it is the first part of a three-parter, but I think the other two parts are like their own two-parter, and this is like a cold opening kind of thing. Does that make sense? But anyway, Utopia, yeah. Professor Yana. Let's get the negative out of the way first. I didn't really like the overly thick laid on Yana, you are not alone. I thought that was a bit shit. But that's a minor thing. I can overlook that. It's a character's name. I can overlook that. But the whole thing with the fob watch, Martha discovering Yana's fob watch, and then the reveal near the end that Derek Jacobi as Professor Yana is actually the master who rewrote his DNA to remain hidden, and then becomes the master again, but is then shot by Chanto. Not the best character. And then regenerates into John Simm's version of the Master. So I'm going to give, and that's the cliffhanger, he steals the Doctor's TARDIS and goes back in time. I'm going to give Utopia a 10 out of 10. And then we get to episodes 12 and 13, the two-parter, or second, three, whatever. Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords. Sound of Drums, almost perfect episode, where the Doctor, Martha and Captain Jack go back, and the Master has actually built himself up to become the Prime Minister of Great Britain. So I've got like hiccups of Great Britain, and that's when they arrive and he's got all the power. Yeah, again, I'm not doing a plot analysis, but John Simm's version of the Master, very, very good. If I was doing them separately, I'd give Sound of Drums a 10. And Last of the Time Lords, I didn't like the CGI Gollum Doctor, must admit. Didn't really go for that. I don't know why they aged the Doctor like that. They could have still imprisoned him while they're to make him all young and stuff. Old and stuff. I didn't really get that. But yeah, I think I would give getting an alarm, so I think I would give Last of the Time Lords probably an 8 out of 10. Again, the whole Dr. Jesus thing at the end, but I really like Martha's story in Last of the Time Lords. So I think if it wasn't for that, I'd give Last of the Time Lords like a 6. But because of Martha's part in the story and Jack's, I'd give it an 8. So overall, I'm going to give Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords 9 out of 10. Do some quick maths. Little bit of backstory. This is when Doctor Who's popularity really was peaking. It was huge at that time. Absolutely massive show, so popular with all age groups. So the maths has mathed at the series in total, beginning with Runaway Bride. I include that because it's in the same production block. So Runaway Bride through to Last of the Time Lords, 7 out of 10. Sorry, 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. It's more than Series 2 got. But Series 2 is pretty pony for me. If it hadn't been for the Impossible Planet thing, I think Series 2 would have got 3 or 4 out of 10. Yeah, so there we are. Series 3, 7.5 out of 10. Freema Agyeman as Martha Jones, really, really great character, really great companion. In my opinion, far better than Rose Tyler. She held her own, and sadly was constantly in Rose Tyler's shadow, literally and figuratively in the show. But yeah, bit of a lovesick puppy at times, but I think she handled it well. I think she was mature about it. She did the right thing at the end. And of course that wasn't the last we saw of her. But yeah, that's Series 3. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one on Tuesday, Who's Day. What are we going to talk about? I don't think I'm going to do a series review. I'll do something else. But I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Catch you later, Bill and Ted. What it is I need is like a 20-second clip that I can put at the end of each video. You know how other YouTubers do it, where I have at the end of a video like 4 things on the screen, it's, you know, like and subscribe, that kind of stuff. I just need something like that, but I don't know what to put.